Hello everybody, it's Jennifer with creativecricketdesigns.blogspot.com, and today I'm going to be doing a layout using the new SEWeasy that I purchased at Archivers last week. What I did is I have this 12 by 12 piece of craft cardstock, and since it's a little bit thicker, when I went to run my loop-de-loop punch through it, it wouldn't go through it. So I took the advice of one of my followers on Facebook. Her name is Jenny, and I went to her blog and I saw some really great projects that she did. And I can put her blog on here so you guys could check it out as well. So what I did is I took this piece of scratch cardstock and I ran it on here with each one of the more difficult ones, which is the loop-de-loop, the lazy daisy, and the vine. And then I just traced it in with my pencil so that when I'm using a thicker cardstock, I can just put it on here where I want to lay it out. And then I put it on my foam mat, and then I just use my paper piercer and I just trace it on to the cardstock, and I just poke it through this way. That way, because I noticed when I did a card sample the other day to just kind of try it out, which I think is hideous, but anyways, I noticed that when I had to push to get the pieces to go through, it was flattening out my paper and it was leaving a trail of where it was, and I wanted a crisp look. So then what I did is I ran it through my Cuttlebug numbers folder to try to get rid of that look. Today I'm going to be doing a layout, like I said, and I'm hoping it's going to turn out much better. I haven't tried it, I just kind of have it laid out on what I want it to look like. And then I'll be using some pink, the SEWeasy floss, but I was also thinking I have tons and tons of embroidery floss for cross-stitching, which I have not done in a very, very long time. But I started organizing it a while ago. And I'm thinking that, using this, because I got all of this at, I think it was Joann's, and it came all in one pack, and it was like $15. And these are $2.49 a piece for 3 colors. So I thought this, I have so many assortments of colors that I could use instead of just the 10 or 15 that they have available right now. So I'm thinking that, we'd also be able to use these, along with this or whatever, if you're looking for a certain color that they maybe haven't came out with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start getting this done. You do a back stitch, I believe, which I've never done. So I'm going to follow my directions and get it started a little bit, and then when I get the hang of it, I'll come back and show you what I've done. Okay, so this is what I have so far, what I've done already, and I'm actually using the embroidery floss. The brand name is Iris, and the number is 365, and it's 6 string together in one. So what you'll do is you'll put it through the needle, like so. And then on the opposite end, you're going to tie a knot in it, and then you're going to bring it up into your cardstock. Actually, we want to start here because you're back stitching. Let's see if I can get a better angle on this here. So I'm bringing it up and then down. And then you just follow the pattern around. Can't see where my needle is. At this angle. just going to keep going up in front of it and then down behind it. That's how you would do the back stitch. And it shows you on each of the heads that you can get for the SEWeasy. It has like examples on the back of how you can, or how to start out. And another tip as to why I made a template for it, like I was showing here. Say you have your page or your scrapbook layout or your card that you're going to make, and you don't want to be starting in the middle of a loop. So you would be able to use this as a template so that, like this one, I'm starting and ending on like the bottom of the loop. Like it starts here and then it carries through and then it ends right here. So you're not ending, because you don't want to end in the middle of a loop or a flower or a stitch. So I think doing it this way is going to help a lot. And like your daisies, you don't want to start in the middle of a daisy. You know, so I created this template, and then it will, you know, if you know that you want to have 6 flowers, you know, you can just put it on here, poke your needle through it until you have the flowers that you need. I think, especially, I'm not an avid sewer. I never was. I tried it. I even bought a sewing machine so that I could scrapbook with it, and I cannot get it to work for the life of me. So I think creating this template myself is going to help me a lot, and I will definitely be using the SEWeasy a lot more on my scrapbook pages, because I think it just looks really, really cute and really dresses up a page when you can add some stitching, like real stitching to it, instead of just using your white gel pens or whatever color gel pens that you use. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, and then we'll start laying out the scrapbook page. Okay, so here's what I have so far. I have my finished SEWeasy part on there, and then I have some letters. It says Egg Artiste, and I cut those out of Kate's ABCs, and I cut them at 1 1/4 inches. But I need to do the rest of my layout before I lay down my letters. So I have the scalloped egg that I cut from the Easter 2010 cartridge, which is 8 1/4 inches. And then I went ahead and pierced all the scallops. And then the top layer, the egg, is cut at 8.71 using my gypsy. And then I have this paper, which I picked up at Joann's, and let me see if I can get you the name of it. I already put it away. Here it is. Which I thought was a really cute paper. It is by Paper Pizzazz, and it's called Easter Eggs. And I just picked it up at Joann's. I've already adhered it, and I have it on some pop dots, but I'm just going to kind of lay this out first before I put my egg in there so I can get my pictures behind it. I have 2 photo mats that are 4x4, and the blue paper is 3 1/4 by, or 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. So I'm going to put this first piece down at the bottom. Like that. And then I have another one that I'm going to adhere. Which I'm going to tuck in here kind of at an angle. And then the letters I'm just going to put on the top of it. Okay, and then my last piece I have is going to go up here for some journaling. And this is cut at 3 1/4 by 4. And then the blue mat will be 3 by 3 3/4. And that's going to go up here. right there. And then we'll go ahead and get our egg down. And I have it up on foam squares, just to add a little bit of dimension since everything else is pretty much on the page. And then also, I just wanted to let you know, when I was doing my stitching on the page, I mean, ideas were just flowing through my mind. You know, you could do multicolor, like you could do 3 in pink, 3 in blue, 3 in white, a purple one, or 4 and 4 and 2. I mean, there's so many different ideas that you could do with the SEWeasy as far as what flosses or whatever that you're going to use. I know they make a multicolored one. You do that to add a little extra to it. And I thought I had a pastel multicolor one, but I wasn't able to find it because I was going to actually use that. But I don't know what I did with it. So I just went, for the first time, I just went with a plain pink, and then maybe as we go we can get a little bit further into everything. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and adhere the egg Artiste down, and then we'll come back and finish out the page. Okay, so I've gone ahead and adhered the egg Artiste on here, and then what I saw in here is that you can add brads to your SEWeasy ideas or whatever to dress it up a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'm going to be using these blue brads to match the paper and the title. So what I'm understanding is where the loops meet is where you'll put the brads in. And they're just, you know, some little brads that I got at Joann's or Michael's. I'm just going to go ahead and get those all adhered. And I will say that it was much easier doing the SEWeasy on a thicker cardstock. Like the craft cardstock, when I used the Recollections paper, it just got all crumpled up from moving in and out with the thread. So I would suggest, if you're going to be doing this on any of your projects, to use a thicker cardstock. And being able to trace your image and then just poke it through with your needle or your paper piercer will help a great deal, and then you'll know that you'll have an even project when you're finished. And then with the threads on the back, I just taped them. I just used some tape to tape it to the back because it's just going to be in an album or in a frame. I really, really like how it turned out. I'm very impressed with it, so I might just put it in a shadow box. I don't have any pictures for it. I'll have some probably next year when Kayla does her Easter egg thing. Because I did a layout already for the 2011 Easter egg coloring. So that is the finished project, and then I'll get you a close-up. Try to do it of the little brads in there. So I thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.